Hi, my name is Sharifah Nurbakhis Najwa binti Sa'ri Norkem and my student ID number is BGN240711184.
Hi, my name is Isha Sofia binti Rosairi and my ID number is BGN240711171.
Hi, my name is Fatima Nur Aisha binti Mawashada and my ID number is BGN240711186.
Hi, my name is Salihah Khadijah binti Yazid and my student ID is BGN240711167.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Farisha Imelda binti Muhammad Roslan. My ID number is BGN240711185.
The short story that we all decide to analyze is called The Lady or the Tiger. This story got published in 1882 and it got written by Frank R. Stockton. This story is about a princess who falls in love with a man who has a lower social status than her, which is a courtier. But they do end up having a relationship because the man also felt the same way towards the princess. The relationship are happy, up until the king found out about it. According to the king, what the man did is a crime. A commoner man like him should not fall in love with a princess, let alone have a relationship with her. So, the man gets punished in the arena. The arena gets drilled by the king to hold a trial, and the accused need to choose between two doors in front of them. On the day of the trial for the man, he looked up to his lover, the princess, because the princess will choose his fate. Behind the door, there's a lady that he needs to get married, whether he likes it or not. And behind the other doors, there's a tiger that will kill him as soon as the door gets opened. The princess already think about her decision last night, and she chose the right door. Up until the end of the story, the authors didn't tell what's behind the right door. Do the princess rather watch her lover marries another woman, or did the princess rather watch he get killed by the tiger? So it makes the reader's question, what's behind the right door? The lady or the tiger?
I'm gonna talk about plot and free text triangle. The first one is exposition. A king in a semi-barbaric kingdom had a strange way of punishing people. Anyone accused of a crime had to pick one of two doors. Behind one door was a tiger that would kill them. Behind the other door was a lady that would immediately marry them. A young man who loved the king's daughter was caught and had to face this trial. The second one is rising action. The princess loved the young man but discovered which door hid the tiger and which hid the lady. The lady behind one door was a rival that the princess hated. On the day of the trial, she secretly signaled her lover to choose the right-hand door. Everyone waited nervously to see what would happen. The third one is climax. The young man opened the door that the princess indicated, but the story does not tell us what came out. This is the story's most exciting part because we don't know if he met the tiger or the lady. The fourth one is falling action. After he opened the door, we see the princess' feelings of love and jealousy. Then the crowd reacts. But the story does not show the outcome. The reader is left wondering what really happened. The fifth one, which is the last one, is resolution. The story ends without a clear answer. It's up to the reader to decide did the princess save her lover or let him die out of jealousy. This open ending makes the story exciting. Also, the tension between love and revenge.
Now, let's take a look on the setting of the story. First, the setting of the place. The kingdom is an imaginary kingdom that get ruled by powerful kings. And then we have the arena. The arena plays an important part in this story. The arena gets built by the king to hold the trials and make the suspended choose the door in front of them. There's two doors in front of them. And in the story, the men have to choose between one door that contains the lady that he needs to get married with and the other doors that contain the tiger that killed him. This shows how the king doesn't really treat law or trials as serious as he should. Instead, he treats them as an entertainment because the suspended either's gonna keep living or die. And then we have the setting of the time. The story took place on an ancient time, and around this time, people often just obey the kings instead of questioning them. And that's why the people in this story just get along with their king's rules. Overall, setting of the story really plays an important part because it shows and it explains why some things that we consider abnormal are normal to them.
Today, I would like to present the characters and their characteristics in the short story The Lady or the Tiger by Frank R. Stockton. There are 5 main characters: the king, the princess, the young man, the lady, and the tiger. I will explain each character together with evidence from the text. For the first, we start with the king. The king is the ruler of the kingdom, and he is cruel and authoritarian. His justice system forced the accused to choose between death or marriage. In the story, it says it was the king's semi-barbaric method of administering justice. This shows that the king is cruel, unfair, and powerful, and he enjoys public punishment. Next is the princess, who is the king's daughter. She is loving but very jealous. She loves the young man deeply, but she is also jealous of the lady behind the door. The text says she loved him with an ardor that had enough of barbarism in it. This shows that her love is strong and emotional. She also knows which doors hide the tiger and which hide the ladies, proving that she is intelligent and determined. The next one is the young man, who is the lover of the princess. He is brave, loyal, and trusting. He is fully trusting the princess signal. In the story it says, without the slightest hesitation, he went to the door on the right. This shows that he is confident and brave, and he trusts her completely. Next is the lady behind the door. She is described as a beautiful and innocent. The story says one of the fairest and loveliest of the damsels of the court. She represents temptation and jealousy in the emotional conflict of princess. And the last one is the tiger. The tiger represents death and cruel punishment. The text says, out comes the tiger with a loud roar and sprang upon him. This shows that the justice system is violent and inhuman. In conclusion, each character represents different human traits such as power, love, jealousy, trust, and cruelty. Throughout this character, the author shows how human emotion and power can influence moral decisions.
Next, I will be presenting about 2 important elements in the story, which are conflicts and point of view. First, let's talk about conflicts. In this story, there are both internal and external conflicts, but the most important one is internal conflicts. The main conflict happens inside the princess herself. On one side, she has love for her lover and she truly wants him to live. She cares deeply about him and doesn't want to lose him. This shows her kind and emotional sides. However, on the other side, she feels jealous and possessive. She doesn't want him to marry another woman. This creates tension inside her mind because she is torn between doing what is loving and doing what is selfish. So, the story is just not about other people, but it's about her own thought and feelings. She's fighting with herself, which makes the story more interesting and emotional. Besides that, the story also shows conflict with society. It depicts a semi-barbaric and authoritarian society, where decisions are controlled by power and tradition. This kind of society put pressure on the character and make their choice even harder. It helps readers understand the princess' personality and why she acts the way she does.
Next, for the external conflicts, there are two. For the first one, the young man faced an external conflict with the king. The king represents authority and true justice, while the young man represents love and individual freedom. This conflict shows how personal happiness is crushed by absolute power. Second, for the second external conflict, young man versus society, which is justice system. The young man also in conflict with the kingdom's justice system. He is judged by chance instead of fairness or evidence. This highlights the injustice of a system that treats human life as an entertainment.
Now, let's move on to the second part, which is point of view. The story is told from a third-person point of view. This means the narrator uses pronouns like he, she, and the princess instead of I or we. Using the third person allows the narrator to describe events more clearly and objectively. But at the same time, the narrator also gives us the direct access to the princess' thought and emotions. For example, we are able to understand about her jealousy, fear, love, and the outcome that she imagines. We don't just see what she does, but we also know what she is thinking. Because of this point of view, readers can connect more deeply with the princess. We are able to feel her confusion and emotional struggle. It helps us to understand the conflicts better since we know what is happening inside her mind, not just on the outside. Overall, the conflicts and the point of view work together. The internal conflict becomes more stronger because the third-person narrator let us see the princess' emotion clearly.
In conclusion, the story main conflict is internal, focusing on the princess' struggle between love and jealousy, while the third-person point of view helps reader understand her feelings and decisions. Both elements make the story more engaging and powerful.